Okay, so we said sun's out means fun's out, but it also means many runners are coming out of hibernation and would-be runners are getting ready to lace up their trainers for the very first time. So fitness expert Brent Bishop is here to help you all hit the ground, well, running. Hey, Brent.
Hey, Tracy, how are you doing? Look, isn't this an amazing backdrop here? This is one of my favorite times of year. Spring season is running season, and we're going to talk about that today.
It is absolutely beautiful, and ladies and gentlemen, that is a real background. The CN Tower behind you, it looks gorgeous. B, we have had audience members send us questions about running for the first time, and we thought who better to answer them than you. So our first question is from first-time runner Megan.
Hi Brent, I just started running for the first time this spring, but I had a knee injury a few years ago, and I'm looking for some stretches for before and after my run. Thank you.
Very good question. This is, by the way, this is the time of year where I see the most injuries because people come from indoor running and go to outdoor running, hit the impact of the pavement. But what I would suggest first, you have to do, this is very important, functional strength training, okay? Particularly for the lower body. You got to work the hamstrings, glutes, quads, get into some strength exercise because stronger tendons are going to mean more stable joints and you're going to be prepared for the impact. Okay, but the stretching, you want to do pre-stretching, you always want to do more of a dynamic stretch as opposed to a static stretch, which you would do after. So a static stretch is where you're just holding the position, but your muscles aren't warmed up yet. So you need to move through the motion, and that's going to increase your heart rate, circulation to the joints and tendons, make your muscles more pliable, and also kind of prime your nervous system for the activity. So I'm going to go through a couple of pre-stretches that I think are very important, and I recommend to everybody. Number one, lunge before you run. Remember that lunge before you run. So we're going to get into a lunge position, nice and deep, push through the front heel. We're getting through a full range of motion here, stretching through the hip flexor as you step back as well. Think of a posterior pelvic tilt, so pubic bone to belly button, and you'll feel that stretch through the front, but we're also activating those muscles, making them more pliable. Running is a very limited range of motion. You want to get through full range of motion before you run, and your body's going to thank you for that. Second one is a stretch for the back of the leg, so we're just going into a leg swing, so literally just stretching dynamically the hamstring. Don't force it. Keep a slight bend to the knee and keep a nice tall posture, but again, we're just activating and stretching the hamstring, getting that ready for your run as well. Now, post-exercise, post-workout, as I mentioned, this is where you do your static stretches. So I'm going to give you one that's going to get sort of from the hip all the way down, sort of IT band, lateral quad area. So you're going to take your left leg, step over across the right leg, bend both knees first, okay? Then you're going to reach down to the inside of your back foot, which is your right foot, and I'm gently pushing my right hip to the right. So you'll feel that stretch all the way down the side, TFL, lateral quad. Really good to loosen up the hips after you've done your run. And remember, the lunge stretch, just holding as well, is very good for a static stretch post-run because you want to loosen up those hip flexors.
Ooh, those look so good. Hold them for about how long, Brent? Like 30 seconds, a minute? What do you think?
So, yeah, post-workout, you hold them for about 30 seconds to a minute exactly. So the longer the stretch, the longer the hold, you're going to relax the nervous system, you're going to relax the muscles, and remember the deep breathing, really important as well.
Very cool. Okay, this is our next one. I'm really interested to know a little bit more about one's posture when running because I feel like I need to fix mine. And so does this first-time runner, Hasnain. So this is his question.
Hey Brent, I'm always very conscious about my posture when I run. If I'm hunching too much, if my hands are too high. Would love to have some tips from you for my future runs. Thanks a lot.
Yes, posture. Don't we all need posture work these days? Really important with running in terms of running efficiency and also decreasing your risk to injury. So I'll start with the upper body. So upper body posture, you want to think tall spine, okay? So chest high, shoulders back and relaxed at the shoulders. And then your elbows are going to be about 90 degrees. So definitely you don't want to hunch. You want to do the opposite. And then don't bring your hands up too high or cross over the midline of your body because that reduces running efficiency. It should literally be like this. Nice relaxed hands. Don't clench your fists because that tension goes all the way up into the traps. Okay, so that's your upper body. Lower body, we want to try to plant your foot below the body. Try not to overstrike or overstride. That's going to reduce your running efficiency and put more stress on your joints. So you want to go mid-foot to forefoot is where you're landing, not on the heel. Okay, the heel is going to put a lot more impact up the joints into the low back. And that's the main things you want to focus on posturally. From a cadence perspective, if you count about 80 to 90 strides per minute. So next time you're out running, time a minute and just count your right leg or your left leg. Optimal is 90, so 180 if you're adding both together, 180 strides per minute. So try to get between 80 to 90 per leg, and that's going to increase your running efficiency.
Ooh, that's good to know. I've never known that we're sort of like a range you should be trying to aim for, so that's really good. Where should you be looking, Brent?
Yeah.
Down, straight ahead, up?
Look where you want to go. Always look where you want to go. If you're looking down, guess what happens? You're going down. You're going to round forward, right? So if you look up and you're tall, you're kind of looking at the horizon, that's where you're going, okay? So you want to maintain that tall posture, and that's going to help you do so.
B, thank you so much. Great tips. I know you also want to say maybe get a buddy. Sometimes getting a buddy and running with someone socially distanced, it'll get you out there and keep you accountable.
Absolutely. Program adherence, increased accountability, and the fun and social factor. You can't forget that on a beautiful day like this. If you can run safely with a partner or a friend, it's a great way to stay committed to your program.